everyone, I'm Kawe, the Director of Technology Infrastructure at DBS Bank. Today, I will be presenting to you a business case on how Information Security Division, also known as ISD, can benefit our organization. A rundown of the background formation of our organization. DBS Bank is a Singaporean multinational banking and financial service corporation headquartered in Singapore. It is known as the Development Bank of Singapore Limited. It is also the parent of POSB Bank. Before I jump into the benefits of ISD, I will be addressing the three key drivers that are detrimental to the organization. We have here phishing, malware, and internal attack. As reported, there is an escalation of online scam rate by 54% in 2019. Based on recent research and findings, we can conclude that phishing attacks is one of the most common security threats in the organization, clearly shown in the following examples. A loyal customer of DBS Bank received a lookalike email requesting him to update his account details because it's too difficult to differentiate from legitimate content for customers. Very often, they will comply to the request. And here's another email lookalike generated by fake POSB Bank. Business impact for phishing could be tremendous if we are not vigilant. Based on calculation, organization will face a loss of about 1%, and multiplying the annual rate of occurrence, that gives us a total annual loss of 8.3 million. Following up, we have malware threat. As quoted by the Business Times, in 2011, a syndicate took more than 1 million from our customers by skimming pins at 2 ATMs. It may be due to negligence, as hackers often view ATM as a backdoor to bank infrastructures, and not to remind ourselves that Android malware has surfaced over smart devices to access bank details of consumers. With malware growing rapidly over the past decade, we must not neglect on investing resources and policies to safeguard the interests of our consumers. Otherwise, we will be hit by a loss of 8.8 billion. What can be considered as an internal attack? Here are a few examples: criminal breach of trust, transferring property without legal authorization, cheating of consumers, forgery of signatures, and theft. We have discovered that employees are one of the major threats in the organization. An auxiliary police officer took $23,000 meant for ATMs, and on the other hand, we have a former DBS employee cheated and stole more than $700,000 from 11 victims, only prosecuted about 4 years later. We cannot predict when an internal attack occur. However, we must do our part to protect our assets and the consumers. If not, we will have to bear a loss of $7.2 billion as a punishment for not keeping employees' behavior monitored accordingly. Moving into differentiating pros and cons of having ISD in the organization, in the absence of ISD, we will face phishing attack, personal data compromise, or even disruption of service. On the contrary, ISD helps to reduce our losses, securing data transmission and lowering the risk of malicious exploitation. With that, I've proposed 3 ideal solutions to be carried out by ISD, such as Cybersecurity Management System, Information Security Management System, and lastly, Enterprise Disaster Recovery Center. I'll provide the full details in the following slides. As the number of cyber attacks in banking such as malware phishing are rising tremendously over the years, ISD can help to run a cybersecurity management system. The cybersecurity management system may involve training our staff on cyber risks and policies to broaden their awareness using various security risk approach simultaneously through regulative network segmentations analysis and tightening the security access control policies within the organization, thus elimination of cyber attacks. Next, we can implement Information Security Management System in ISD, which can help to manage risk control, compliance functions to PDPA regulatory framework. It is achievable by adhering to the ISO 27001 standard in reference to the CIA triad. Legal compliance risk to Monetary Authority of Singapore and TRM. Some of the best practice of Information Security Management System are scalable data security protection and diversification of data protection. Lastly, we have Enterprise Disaster Recovery Center. ISD can assist us with the planning and administration of all disaster recovery, actual disaster recovery, and post-disaster recovery activities. Utilizing the cloud business model, because cloud offers low margin but recurring income stream with high growth potential, reduced downtime, and scalability. However, public cloud space is very competitive unless one has global scale. The addition of consumers will incur more expenditures to maintain the center, meaning more data to back up, hence difficult to maintain. After explanation of respective solutions, I have come down to an evaluation in terms of cost. It is negotiable and the values will go up as the system grows in size. As for risk mitigation as a whole, cybersecurity management system offers the highest with a reasonable duration. Therefore, based on the overall assessment, I can conclude that cybersecurity management system is the best solution amongst to be executed by ISD. Browsing across the scenario of hosting cybersecurity management system in-house and outsourcing, we can determine that it is better to host the system in-house as it weighs more advantage than outsourcing. In general, more project equals more costing for outsourcing, and it is very important to know where your money runs, as not all outsourcers disclose every measures vividly to their client, and this may raise as a major concern in the long run. In accordance to the proposed solution, this will be the desired organization chart. Those highlighted in orange are the newly added roles for ISD. Cybersecurity Specialist Team helps to identify cyber risk and development stage of software system and hardware technologies. Security Incident Response Team helps to analyze and engage in cybersecurity related incidents. Chief Information Officer oversees the cybersecurity needs for the organization. Assistant CISO coach and mentor security personnel, also the acting CISO. CISO, the overall approval officer of all cybersecurity events. I've decided to use the capability maturity model to measure our readiness for cybersecurity threats. Currently, we are at level 0, that hot state due to the lack of ISD. Every cases are handled via outsourcing. Hopefully in 3 years' time we are able to hit level 5, the state of matured. Having ISD in charge of all cybersecurity incidents, maintaining cyber awareness and reducing our cyber risk to 0. In order to achieve the desired state, I've planned out the roadmap which consists of activities to be completed over the span of 3 years by ISD. First year, there will be a compulsory audit to inspect on the security readiness level and mainly focus on the planning. The following year comprises of training staff to raise their cyber awareness and developing cyber security policies. The final year will be making enhancement to various system and application as well as execution of security protection. Pen testing will be done throughout the second and third year to help maintain security level. An overview of what I have covered today. Main key takeaway is how ISD can help to provide security readiness to the organization. And with that, I hereby to conclude my presentation. Thank you for your kind attention.